been involved here for going on 6 years now at International Programs and Exchanges here at Western. I started out after I graduated from college, taught English in Japan, lived there for 7 years. So that was kind of my introduction to international education. After that, I moved to Vancouver, BC, worked for an international high school up there. Just kind of naturally worked with international students a lot, and ended up coming down here to Western to do a master's degree, and eventually ended up working in this office. As far as males and females in international ed, study abroad, mainly females, I guess, are in the majority. It's about a 60-40 split, maybe. And so you tend to see more females studying abroad. As far as incoming students from abroad go, I guess it's kind of the same, more females than males. And I suppose that kind of mirrors what's going on with just higher ed nowadays. I think there's more females than males. You know, both guys and girls sometimes have issues adjusting to a new environment. Sometimes they may deal with it in different ways. Guys sometimes tend to kind of internalize issues or problems that come up, maybe try to deal with things on their own first before they ask for outside help. Females may be tend to ask for help a little sooner, come in and talk about an issue, which is good, and then you know, we can talk about what options the students has for dealing with a certain issue. So that's kind of a generalization, but I think females tend to more kind of address those issues when they need to, whereas guys maybe do not. As far as international students goes, you know, business is probably the #1 most popular major. After that, it's tends to be things like psychology is currently kind of popular, and that's I think that tends to be mostly women who are interested in that field. And what else? There's a program called Communication Sciences and Disorders that's actually attracts a lot of Canadian students. That program also tends to be mostly female. Mostly females come for that program. Outside of that, there's some students are interested in communication, and it seems to be kind of a even split between males and females. Yeah, other than that, I don't know if there's any real marked difference in, you know, males taking one major, females doing another.
I studied in the city of Mikkeli in Finland, which is in northeastern Europe. I did my study abroad last fall quarter, so fall of 2007. Basically, I decided to study abroad because it was part of my major program. I'm an international business student. The school is specifically for international business, so that was really great, going abroad and taking courses that were specifically relevant to what I was studying. The educational system in the university was mainly different just because of the class structure. Instead of the typical semester, they had 3-week courses, so you would go and take one course for 3 weeks very intensively, and then you'd be finished with that course and move on to the next one. that was good because you got to see a lot of different topics and focus on specific issues while you're taking that topic. However, I'm not really sure how high the retention is for that sort of a structure. The European students seem to like it quite a bit. I guess that there was slightly more females than males at my school, though it was fairly evenly balanced. The business college that I've noticed here at Western and also abroad are fairly balanced. As far as different attention to gender, I didn't really notice any, but it definitely depended on the culture. Different professors have different contexts based on culture. I guess the Russian professor was fairly gender biased. I didn't take him for the marketing in Russia course, but that's just what I heard. The United States and United Kingdom professors are very gender neutral, and as was the Malaysian professor we had. But I guess that also depends because he actually teaches in Singapore, which gives you a little bit different bias, because I guess from what I heard, it's very split in Malaysian context. Women have their role and men have theirs, so apparently he was a rare one. Other than that, there was no major gender differences that I noticed. I'd say that as far as my opinion goes, you get more men in the sciences and more women in say like the social sciences and communications, those type of degrees. Why that is, I'm not really sure, but that just seems to be the trend.